All right, today we're going to talk about a skill that is so fundamental that we kind of forget it's a skill at all. We're talking about reading the world visually. And no, I don't just mean reading words on a page. I mean understanding the silent language of images, maps, and diagrams that guides us every single day.
Come on, you know that feeling, right? Someone tells you, oh, it's just the third building on the left. You absolutely can't miss it. And yet, you do. You walk right on by because, well, sometimes the words we hear are only giving us half the story.
And that's the whole point, really. If you want to truly navigate the world, whether it's a new city, a set of instructions for some furniture, or just a busy market, you need to tune in to more than just the text. You have to read the visual clues that are all around you.
And this skill, it actually has a name: visual literacy. And honestly, you should think of it like a superpower. It's the ability to look at a diagram and not just see a bunch of lines and shapes, but to actually interpret what they mean. It's about turning that visual information into real, practical knowledge.
Now, here's what's really fascinating. The whole framework for what we're talking about today, it comes directly from Nigeria's official English curriculum for junior high students. That's right. This isn't just some nice-to-have skill. Over there, it's considered a core, non-negotiable part of learning how to read, period.
So, how do we build this superpower? Well, we're going to tackle it in 3 quick parts. First, we're going to become visual detectives and learn how to decode symbols. Then, we'll build mental maps just by making sense of how space is described. And finally, we'll see the magic that happens when pictures and words team up.
Okay, let's jump into our first mission: decoding symbols. So, what's the number one rule here? Accuracy. It's everything. Think about it. Just like letters make up words, symbols on a map create a whole visual language. If you misread just one little symbol, the whole message gets scrambled. Take a look at this. It's a key for a map of a busy market in Abuja. It's a perfect, super simple example. See that small square? That's not just a box. It's a kiosk. That dotted line isn't just decoration, it represents a drainage channel. And a shaded circle? That's the central borehole, the main water source. Each symbol has a very precise meaning.
All right, so let's put it to the test. If someone gives you directions to find Mama Bimpe's kiosk and the first thing they say is, locate the shaded circle, what are you actually looking for? You're looking for the central borehole, right? By getting that one symbol right, you've already taken the most important step. You're not just looking at a map, you're reading it.
Okay, let's move on to our second mission. Now we're going to talk about making sense of space. This is where we learn to take descriptive words, spatial language, and use them to build a map in our heads of a place we've never even been to.
Now listen to this description of a family compound in Kano. As I'm reading, just try to picture it in your mind. The elder brother's hut stood near the main entrance. The goat pen was placed far from the living quarters, right at the back boundary of the compound. You hear those words? Near, far from, at the back. Those are your clues. They are literally painting a picture of the layout for you. So, based on just that description, here's a practical question. Where's the best place to hang out if you want to avoid the smell of the goats? Yeah? Easy. Near the main entrance, by the elder brother's hut. Why? Because the text told you the goat pen was far from the living quarters. See? You just turned words into a functional, useful understanding of a real space. All right, time for our final mission, where we bring it all together. This is where we get to see the incredible synergy that happens when pictures and words actually team up. A visual doesn't just repeat what the text says, it takes it to a whole new level. And visuals usually do this in 2 key ways. They can clarify the text, meaning they take a point that's kind of confusing and just make it instantly easy to get. Or they can complement the text, which means they add new essential information that the words alone completely left out. Let's see what that looks like. And this table just nails the difference. So if your instructions say use bolts, but a sketch next to it shows you the specific kind of bolt head you need, that sketch is complementing the text. It's adding a crucial new detail. But on the other hand, if the text says something confusing like, the wire goes from A to C bypassing B, a simple diagram showing that path makes it crystal clear in a second. That diagram is clarifying the instruction. So there you have it. We've decoded symbols, we've made sense of spatial language, and we've seen how visuals and text work together. Now the fun part. It's time to put these skills to work, not in an explainer, but in the actual world around you. So here's your final takeaway. Think of it as your visual detective checklist.
The next time you see a map or a diagram, just ask yourself these 3 things. 1. Can I interpret these symbols accurately? 2. Can I build a mental map from this description? And 3. Can I see exactly how this picture is helping these words? If you can say yes to these, you're not just looking at the world anymore, you're reading it. And that kind of leaves us with one big question. You now have the tools to see this whole other layer of information that's hiding in plain sight all around you. So, the next time you look at a map, a chart, or even just a simple sign, ask yourself, what is this world around me really trying to say?